Hello everyone, Trophy Wine Hunter. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's January 2023. I look probably a little bit subdued because I've just come back from a vacation from Hong Kong and Singapore, a little bit jet lagged. So you might look a little bit tired, but I thought I'd do this video. First of all, my first video of 2023, want to wish everyone, all my subscribers and viewers, prosperity, health, and good fortune for this new year. And I'm gonna probably send out the wishes again when it comes to Chinese New Year, which is later on in January. So my update for January 2023. Firstly, I think I'm gonna be cutting back on videos to once a week. When I first started this video, it was during COVID. I was really excited about it. I was doing up to 3 videos a week. And I don't know if anyone is that interested in seeing me that many times, and down to 2 videos, but that's quite a bit still. So I'm gonna work it down to 1 video a week, and there'll be some special videos out there also, but just to let the videos, because I think what happens is that I put out videos so quick that sometimes people can't catch up with them. So we'll try that for a little while and see what happens. I'm really working on my other channels, Trophy Travel Experiences and Trophy Food Experiences, to get them running. So you'll see from my trip from Hong Kong and Singapore, I'll have a lot of videos on those YouTube channels and a couple of videos on this channel. So during my holidays, I did a couple of videos in Singapore. I'm gonna do a video on the different wine stores and what the selection they have there in Singapore. I was really fortunate to meet a couple of my subscribers in Singapore. That was a really great experience. So hopefully I can do that in the future. I didn't have a chance to meet up with subscribers in Hong Kong, but I am in Hong Kong more than other places. So I will make a commitment the next time I'm in Hong Kong, which will probably be sometime this year in 2023. I definitely will try to meet some of my subscribers there. While I was drinking with my subscriber in Singapore, I did 2 videos, one on the 1975 Beausejour Bocaux and one on the 1999 Dutetre. I still haven't done my video on the 2004 Haut-Brion Blanc, which I think I drank 2 months ago. I don't know why it's taking me so long to do that video, but I'll get to that video. And then thereafter, I will probably do another video in my Bordeaux Basics series on start to look at the left bank, and we'll start with Pauillac. And then I'd like to go back to some of the Burgundy regions and go through those videos, the Burgundy Basics series. So that's kind of the game plan for the first quarter of this year. So a couple of thoughts from my trip. One is that in traveling to Hong Kong and drinking with different people, and also in Singapore, I realized that the North American market is fairly sophisticated on a whole. Hope I'm not offending anyone in Hong Kong and Singapore, but there are some very sophisticated drinkers in Hong Kong and Singapore. But on a whole, on average, the North American market is much more mature. And North American drinkers should feel good about that generally speaking, the level of knowledge is a bit higher, I think, in particular to Singapore. That's also a great opportunity for wineries and winemakers, who want to get in the market. I find Singapore is really still a burgeoning wine market, and lots of opportunity for wine education and for wine growth, particularly for value producers that might not get the ability to kind of get into the markets here, which are much more mature. This is a great opportunity, and I'm particularly speaking to Alsace wine producers. If I were giving advice to you and kind of looking at the markets, I would go to Singapore and Hong Kong. I wouldn't come to North America. It's a much more inviting market because there's much more to learn, and I think you have a more engaged population that will want to learn more and will be more open because they don't have those type of already existing kind of thoughts about wine. So it's a really open world, and they don't have any perceptions at all about Alsace wine. So I think it's a really great opportunity, particularly for Alsace producers, particularly because it actually really goes well with Asian cuisine. I'll also mention that I did a video on my wine experience on Air Canada. I'm not here to pick on Air Canada, but you know, the wine in general that's served in Air Canada and in the lounges is really fairly elementary. And so one thing I just want to let people know, and I might sound a little bit pompous here, but if you know, people go to these business class lounges or business class and they're drinking the wines and they think that's the world of wine, it's not. It's a really scratching the surface. And so that's 2 points. One, to the airlines, it's hopefully motivates you to, my videos hopefully will motivate better wines to be served, because I guess airlines think people don't care or doesn't matter. To me, it does matter. And so far, at least in business class, I haven't seen many recently airlines after COVID that I've had any wines that I thought, wow, these are great wines to drink. So I've drank them just for interest, but that has also, to me, pointed out why it's important to drink a variety of wines, and also not to close yourself off to higher end wines. Because I think if you're drinking the wines in business class or in the lounges and you think that's the world of wine, it's not. And you'll see my videos where I say a lot of times the wines that are served are really good at a basic level, fine if you want to try them out, but sometimes are not really descriptive or doesn't give you a good idea of the actual and width of that region. So as an example, the Bordeaux wines that they serve on there are really fairly basic. The BC wines or the Canadian wines, I think, are fairly basic. And if you were to drink those wines and think, well, that's all wine's about, I think you'd be missing out. And that's perhaps an explanation of why a lot of people don't get why people like me drink higher end or trophy wines. Like, you're wasting your money, trophy, you're being pompous, but there is a difference. And you know, if you're happy drinking value wines, that's great. But if you would like to kind of move ahead in your kind of wine knowledge and wine wisdom, the only point I'm making is that's not the world of wine. That's probably, you know, in the pyramid things, that's the lower end of the pyramid, and it's probably, you're just scratching 10% of all the wines or the wine knowledge, and you're missing out kind of the real vibrancy of wine and the passion. So if you see my passion in wines, that passion was developed somewhat with these entry level wines, but that's not what I get passionate about. My shout outs this month are for EKL Chibu, who was, I think, one of my first subscribers back 2 years ago, and Noah Cap. So thank you again, both of you, for all your following me for the last 2 years and your support and your comments. You can now apply for membership to the TWH Club, and there is a video on that. And I'll just kind of remind everyone, if there's videos that you're interested in, I've done quite a few, like 150 videos over the last 2 years. It's amazing how many videos I did. So just do the search bar in my channel and you can find different videos. And that was, I think, part of the problem. I'm going to scale back. I was doing 3 videos a week, and I don't expect people to be following them all the time. So I think I produced a lot of great information, and so I hope that you'll go back to some of these videos when you do drink certain wines. Just do a quick search in that my YouTube channel, and you'll find the different kind of topics that I've covered. The rest of this video is my video for BC wine drinkers and what's on in BC liquor stores. Really weird this month because they've almost done like like a wine wholesale now, and they're just putting a lot of wines on sale that make them almost under $10, which is I've never seen in BC liquor stores. So it's a great month for value drinkers. There's a lot of value out there that you can't go wrong a lot with under $10 wine. So these are my wine recommendations for January 2023. Again, a lot of very, very low priced wines, and so I think people should take advantage of this, particularly if you are, have some big event coming up, like a big house party or a big wedding, and maybe you can bring your own wines. It's very hard to get wines under $10 in BC, so I'm not sure what's happening here, whether this is going to be a trend. So the first one is a Chilean red from Sen. It's 2021. It's kind of going to be just a blend of different grapes, but the producer is a good producer, Vina Ochagavia, who does produce higher level wine. So this is just kind of I guess the value label, and it's reduced pretty dramatically from $11.99 to $6.99. Now I'm not saying you're going to store this, but for people that are just want to drink everyday wines at $6.99, I don't think you could probably even do homemade wines at that price. So I think it's got some value. Next two wines are from Rosemount Estate, which is a very well-respected producer from Australia. And I like a couple things about this. One, they're talking about grapes that are well-produced in the region, Shiraz and Chardonnay. If it was kind of weirder grapes, I might not take it, but they're pretty good at Shiraz and Chardonnay. So they kind of know what they're doing with these grapes. So both of them are reduced from $14.99 to $10.99. The other thing is this 1 liter bottle. So it's actually the pricing is, if you talk for a regular bottle, it's probably around $8 or $7, which is crazy for a producer like Rosemount. Very well respected producer. Again, these are going to not wines that you're going to store in your cellar for 5 or 10 years. But if you just want to drink every day, I can't see you getting much lower pricing than this. So I think it represents great value. And these are well-respected producers. They're know what they're doing. I mean, so I'd take these wines. And the last of my under $10 features is the Los Cardos 2021 Malbec. Again, the producer is Donna Paula. Well-respected value producer. And so again, getting Malbec grape for me, I don't think there's a lot you can do to really ruin it. So I would feel safe with a Malbec from Argentina, and it's under $10. It's again $12.99 reduced to $8.99. I think these are incredible prices for people that want to just drink wine every day and not get sick. I think they'll be okay wines. I don't think they'll be life-changing. I don't think you'll learn a lot about Malbec or Chardonnay or Shiraz, but they're going to be drinking pretty decently. Next wine I've featured on my site, and I've drank it. I really enjoy it. It's the Ken Forster 2019, the FMC Chenin Blanc. It is premium Chenin Blanc, and so it's a great opportunity to drink it for a good discount. Regular price $65.99, reduced to $59.97. The 97 represents kind of a last sale price, so this is the lowest it's going to go. I think you should pick it up. It's a great wine, and I'll have my review that I did about 6 months ago at the end of this video. This is another wonderful wine that's on sale from the Alsace region, which I really support. This is their Domaine Ostertag 2020 Riesling Les Jardins. I've had this wine. I wish I reviewed it. In fact, I might buy a bottle just to review it on my Alsace Wine Journey site. Great producer, wonderful Riesling, pairs great with Asian food. Really enjoy the wine. Easy to accept. A little bit off dry. So $37.99 reduced to $32.97. Again, the 97 denotes kind of a last sale price. So I think you should really take advantage of this. I saw this at the Richmond liquor store. So it's Chateau La Mission Aubryon. The 16 and the 17 vintage are both on sale. Chateau La Mission Aubryon is, in most people's books, equivalent to a first or second growth wine. You're going to have to wait on these wines, but sharp reduction on pricing. So if you're into these type of trophy wines, that is a nice discount. This is kind of an interesting wine, particularly for Chinese New Year. So this is Lot 518, which is a special bottling. So it is a blend. It's kind of a fortified wine. So it is Shiraz, fortified Shiraz, with Baijiu, which is Chinese wine, added to it. So it's kind of a experimental wine. I don't know how it's going to taste, but I think it's pretty neat. And it's for collectors that have every other wine. This is very unique. So this is one of my favorite Valley wines, and I can't believe it's being reduced here. This is Penley Estate 2020, the Phoenix. I've done a review of the wine. I love this wine. They've been producing some great wines, and I think two things will happen in the future. Either they won't be able to reduce the same standard, or the price is going to go up. So I think you should take advantage of this sale. It's by and far the best $20 wine I've seen for some time, and so I would buy a case of this. Reduced from $21.99 to $18.99 this month. 93 points Wine Spectator. Great wine. You can hold it, you can drink it. Again, this is prototypical value wine, and I'd say this is hands down the best value wine under $20. This next wine is not about the reduction of price, but recognizing value. So if you see on the top, you have the Ornellaia 2019 price at $275, and then you have the Serra Nueva, which is the second wine of Ornellaia, priced at $74. So it's priced at 27% of the major wine. So of course there's a difference in terms of the quality, but not that much difference. So I think based on this that the Serra Nueva is actually underpriced by $10 maybe to $15, and so in my mind it's a buy, just based on the price of Ornellaia. So I would buy the Serra Nueva and expect that price gap will kind of decrease in the years to come. So hope you've enjoyed this video, and until next time, happy drinking.